Hey, welcome everyone, I'm Magna, and today we will be looking at a brand new update for Blood and Magic, now version pre-alpha 0.23, if I'm not mistaken. So this update adds a lot of stuff. First off, you can notice, sorry, I have a little problem on my lip, so my pronunciation is going to be super off for this video. I can't talk properly right now. Anyway, first off, you can see the HUD is changed. These icons are a little bit different. They are more dynamic, and they have a double outline now. And as you can see, they are also more colorful. Sorry, again, I can't speak properly right now. Another thing, this got a little bit of a rework. Now, wait, no, yeah, now it has like double outline. That's what I wanted to say. Sorry. Why is the music so loud? So that's for starters. We've also added a new lock system. So now, before getting loot was super rare because basically all room doors were replaced by tomes or keepsakes. Now you can actually get let me see if I get lucky enough. Yeah, there's a 25% chance of a chest spawning every room, and you can increase that chance by getting luck. So if I get it's 9. Now it should spawn way more books. So that's for this. Now we've added a shit ton of new tomes. So I'm going to go through them one by one. As you can see, we have a lot of new tomes. I'm going to go in order. So first off, we got Quo Scopetlum, and as per usual, I'm going to be butchering all of these pronunciations because I don't know Latin. But yeah, Quo Scopetlum increases damage, reduces tear delay, and it fires a cluster of tears. These tears will decrease in damage over time. So use a showcase. This is basically what it does. So inaction is basically just your average shotgun. So at long distances it does barely any damage, but if you get up close, sorry, you want to kill this thing. As you can see, it does barely any damage, but if you get up close, you can actually melt. So let's say I spawn a monster. You can see how little damage this does, but if I get on his face, I can actually look, I dealt a lot of damage, like 40 damage in a single shot. Bear in mind, well, no, yeah, it's every shot deals around 10 damage, which is the current damage you have. So they reduce exponentially. So the longer they travel, the less damage they will have. It's pretty straightforward. Now, the next stone is Magna Pyrobolum. Again, butchering pronunciations as per usual. It's basically just a tier 2 version of this tome. Oh, also, if you can notice, I added a new thing for tomes that shows the tier where they spawn, only on the collection. So for example, this tier 2 spawns on the 2nd floor, this tier 4 spawns on the 4th floor. So as you can see, instead of firing a cluster of 5 tiers, it fires a cluster of 12 tiers. So it's pretty much the same thing, except a lot of more things. Now this actually melts enemies and it's probably super unbalanced. But we are on pre-alpha, so we don't have to worry about balancing just yet. Well, may I remind you, this is a tier 4 tome, so don't be so surprised if it insta-kills a floor 1 boss. So the next tome is Gravis Tormentorum. Now this one's a bit interesting. It's like a minigun of sorts. So it increases fire rate the longer you shoot, and it also decreases accuracy the longer you shoot. So let me just so I know it takes a little while, but I need to do some stuff so I can showcase it properly. Anyway, so as you can see, I have 21 yearly, and it's pretty slow, nothing special. But if I keep the key held, it actually starts to skyrocket super quick. Now I do realize it's a pretty useless tome unless you have makeshift mana, because just look at how much mana it wastes. It's pretty bad. I think I buffed the damage, but it's still pretty mediocre, and you can't even carry these rooms because of the way the game works. So you have to like wind up every room, and it's probably not worth it. I don't know how to exactly rebalance it. I'm probably just going to make it like use one man, I don't know. It's still pre-alpha, no need to worry. So the next spell we added, it's Dampnum Fluctus or Fluctus or something like that. I'm not bothering checking the pronunciations. Let me restart to get a different soundtrack. So it's tier 5, it's actually pretty weak if you don't know how to use it, which I don't. But it fires a 24 ring of tears, and as you can see it just uses 7 Anima, and I kinda fucked up the description. It shouldn't say every tier deal this. It says every tier deals 1/3 of the player's damage. So what's its name? Dampnum Fluctus. So as you can see, it fires this thing, and it looks pretty amazing, not gonna lie. But it is pretty weak. You need to know how to space it correctly. I know this is going to be a super strong spell if you know how to use it. But I don't. But it can be pretty useful, like if you're surrounded by a lot of enemies, especially in a big room. It can come pretty handy. Or you can also synergize with this thing, and this makes it strong because let's just get to the boss. Because now you have a pretty strong ring of tears that can just home into enemies at will. As you can see, it's pretty strong. But that's the use of this spell. Now the next one is pretty damn good, except I forgot to update its graphic, which honestly just makes it more surprising. Because you see this, you think it's a normal spell, but no. This is a really special spell. It's one of a kind. It's called Anima Magisterium. And what this spell does is it's basically like a sort of not legendary because it has the exact same weight of every other tome, but it's special because how do I put it? It's like a super powerful tome, unique to the class. So, for example, this is Anima's version of a master tome. But basically, Magisterium, what it translates is mastery. So this is Anima mastery. And yeah, it's pretty strong, not gonna lie, and it represents what Anima is supposed to be. As you can see, it fires a powerful shot that marks an enemy. Now, power is not exactly what Anima is distinguished for, but it's a tier 6 tome, so you can't expect it to be super weak. So any tears strongly home into the marked enemy. But this does let me demonstrate. What was okay? Anima Magisterium. Let's test with Navitas Billies. You can see nothing too special, but okay, I can test this here. So let's just stage 2. Oh, what? Oh, sorry about that. I had to fix some bugs, as per usual. So now I can showcase this properly. Sort of. As you can see, these don't home into the enemy, but if I hit them with Anima Magisterium, well, now you can see they have a little target, something, and if I shoot, look at this. Oh, that... I thought I had fixed that. Apparently I didn't. Weird. But anyway, if you're wondering, no, this doesn't make the Anima Magisterium tears home into the enemy. That way you can actually do that and keep targeting other enemies without worrying. Because this just makes it home all the way in. So now this has implications, of course, because you can well, let's say you have this one, which of course spawned all the way here, and you can, you know, this one is pretty inefficient, but let's say look at that. So yeah, this is a pretty powerful spell, especially with an Ignis synergy you're going to see shortly. Now I can beg to wonder, do these two synergize? Well, I guess I won't be able to tell in this room. Do these two synergize? No, they do not. That's depressing, to say the least. But, well, what did I expect? The ring tiers are super hard-coded, so yeah, not much to expect in regards to that. So the next spell, also I did a little bit of an update. Now it's properly funny. So the next one is this one, not this one. Incendium. I thought it was no Incendium. Now this one is pretty simple. Tier 2, nothing too extraordinary. Upon impact, spawns a fire, deals 1/10 of the player's damage, and ignites enemies. It's nothing too special, just your average tier 2 spell. Let me give myself max mana, and as you can see, nothing special, it just spawns fire. I suck at the game. Anyway, it's kinda strong in itself. It deals It uses 4 mana. So you can't expect it to be super weak because it uses freaking 4 mana. As you can see, it spawns a fire and the fire ignites enemies and deals a hefty amount of damage. Now sadly, for some reason it doesn't usually ignite the enemy untouched, which I honestly could fix very simply by just making the tier actually ignite enemies. But that's about it for Incendium. It's not a super special spell, it's just a tier 2 thing you can get, which is always nice at variety. Now this one is actually super fun. Columna Volcanus, something like that. Upon impact will shoot a burst of 50 tears that will rain down on enemies, and sub tiers deal 1/4 damage. So let's see. This one uses 14 Ignis, but you'll see why in a second. Now you can see this one is pretty damn fun. It's pretty. It's not super strong, I'd say, but it is pretty fun. Because, well, the initial tier deals a lot of damage itself. It deals 21 damage. But the sub tiers actually also deal some damage, but they rain down so spread apart that it's almost meaningless. Now let's say this one is a pretty funky synergy, if you can imagine. Because I can spawn monster here and he will be our test subject. Let's hit him with Anima Magisterium and then just shoot this and you'll see how this spirals. Did you get a look at his HP? No? He has no HP. Nothing. He just freaking died. This synergy is so fun because it's just so fucking stupid and overpowered. I did nerf it because earlier it was way nastier than this. It actually carried runs. Now it's more balanced. Basically the tiers home in less, so now it's not super overpowered as before. Now the next one is not as strong as Anima Magisterium, but it's still pretty strong. It's Ignis Magisterium. Fires a weak projectile and a fire ember that deals 2 times the player's damage per second will orbit a tier. So let's take a look. It's not supposed to just freaking spawn. It's supposed to grow and look funny. I'm not sure what happened, but the fire is not supposed to just spawn out of nowhere. Anyway, it's kinda strong if you know how to aim it. I do not. Makes sense. So I have no idea why the fire just freaking spawns. Now you can maybe see this and think, wow, it's super weak. And all things considered, it probably is. I haven't messed up with balancing this too much. But yeah, I run out of Ignis. For a tier 6 spell you would expect it to be more powerful than this, and it will probably be buffed in future builds. Right now it's actually hella underwhelming. For 12 Ignis, that's kinda dumb. Not gonna lie, I'll probably buff it to 3 times the player's damage per second or something like that. But yeah, as I said, the fire is not supposed to fucking just spawn. It's supposed to grow and look funny and whatever. But anyway, that's it for the Ignis spells. Now, I didn't add any new Potentia spells, that's because Potentia is getting a rework. Maybe next update, maybe the one that follows, I'm not sure. But basically, we realized that power and explosions is a pretty lame class. And so we're porting explosions and whatever to Impetus and Ignis, and we're basing Potentia base of Earth and Life, which is just gonna spice the class up a lot, and we already have a few ideas for tones. But for the time being, we have no new Potentia tones. Now, spicy new stuff. If you read the title, you know what's coming. You know what's coming. Lasers. Navitas Trabem. Fires a laser in front of you, which deals 115 of your damage per frame, and the laser has a very small chance of petrifying. Tier 1. Now, let's see what this is. So you have your average tone. Just a petrifying tier, nothing special, right? But what if I told you this can get, let me recycle. Also, if you didn't notice, Tom's got a new, I got so used to seeing the new animation that I completely forgot, but it has a very cool new open animation. Anyway, you saw tiers, nothing special, but let me show you this. This is a laser. And this is a fully custom laser. Well, not fully, it still uses the main laser class, but this was a fucking pain in the freaking ass to implement. I needed a lot of help from a team member and a friend to help me implement this laser, because vanilla lasers just don't fucking work on the API. So basically I had to override the collision, I had to override the damage and write my own collision, well, not my own, it was made by my friend, but write our own collision callback for lasers, which doesn't even work on homing lasers, but it gets the job done for this. Sorta, you can still see how it kinda doesn't work sometimes. I need to still polish the hitboxes and whatever, but it's still pretty cool. It sucks against bosses, you can see it deals pretty full damage, but against enemies it's sorry, no against enemies it's pretty strong because it can attack in clumps, so it's a cool spell. Now the next one I don't think I even use myself. It's Fulgot Quaeritis. It's kinda interesting. I buffed it, but I haven't yet used it because it's pretty weird. I might make the tier spectral, because otherwise it's freaking annoying to use and it's not fun at all. Let's test it out. So Fulgot Quaeritis. It's pretty straightforward. Nothing too special, just spawns a tier and attaches to you via laser. So here, as you can see, the tier is fucking fast, and the laser is strong. Don't get me wrong, but it's kinda impossible to use. Like at most you deal a single tick of damage on enemies. So I don't know. The laser is strong, but I'm not sure about this one. I will probably make the tier slow and make the tier piercing. I'll probably not make it spectral because that would be too much, and the laser would poke out on walls. But I could probably make it piercing, or maybe just get rid of the tier entirely and make the laser just grow in size as you fire. That would be kind of fun. But right now this spell is absolutely awful to use, not fun at all, and I would not recommend it. It will most likely get a rework next update. Now, for some reason it's not saving my this thing correctly. Is it because I started a new run? Yeah, I need to fix it. That's annoying. Next one, Navitas Rupti Sunt. Or Rupti Sunt, something like that. Fire supports of 3 lasers. Lasers have a 5% chance of fire lighting enemies. Nothing too special, just to demonstrate the capabilities of my API. It's still pretty good. I don't. That's not the spell's name. Navitas Rupti Sunt. This one is tier... what tier is it? Tier 3. So, as you can see, it's just a board like Impetus Rupta. But this one is pretty strong because it deals... how much damage? It just deals normal damage, but it's 8 damage per laser. It's 4 lasers, so that's 24 damage. Speaking of Impetus Rupta, it's literally this. As you can see, I can aim towards whatever, I can stop shooting and it will still shoot. It's pretty strong, not gonna lie, but then again it's a tier 4 laser, so the medical test. Let's see how it performs in here. Yeah, as you can see, it's pretty underwhelming at this point. Oh my and yeah, it tanks mana. Then again, at this point, you will probably have at very least a few mana buffs. And that was it? No, not quite. Also, we rework Ignis Inspiratione. To be Impetus Ignis instead of Potentia Ignis because of the Potentia update we were talking about. So now it's Impetus Ignis. It's still the exact same thing. I don't think what's buffed nor tweaked. But this one is pretty fun. This one, Scintillam Quaeritis. First burst of 3 homing sparks, and sparks deals 110 damage every 5 frames. Now, I always freaking forget to update this, so let me make you a favor and update this thing before I show you. So basically now it should work properly. This spell is pretty fun. It's just 1 Navitas and 2 Anima, and as you can see, it's a Navitas Anima spell. It has its own cover, which is it looks amazing. And it also has like this thing right here. It's and there's a lot of attention to detail in this kind of stuff. Also in also in this. Yeah, there's a lot of attention to detail on the town cards. Well, we don't have like specific things for this because that will be a waste of time. But for the spell books, they are a bit more special. Now let's take a look. Scintillam Quaeritis, I already explained what it does. Well, let's see in action. This one is pretty fun. It fires 4 homing, 3 homing sparks. And these sparks, let me tell you, are fun. It's not super strong. I don't know if I buffed the spell. But basically they home into the nearest entity. And oh no, I nerfed home. It used to use 2 Anima and 1 Navitas. Now it uses 2 Anima. Now by the point you get this tome, you usually have a decent enough pool of mana, so it doesn't just cock you. Oh, well, thank you. Just showcasing the tome. It's nothing super big, but it's fine. I don't know if you can see, I've been getting a lot of chests, which is pretty good. Now, this update also adds a bunch of other new things. Well, it doesn't yet add relics, sadly. This is Keepsakes collection. and it doesn't add packs neither, but we did get a Reinager redesign, and we also got these little car fronts for the packs, which are pretty nice. But we did get a few things, and by a few I mean a freak ton of things. Keepsakes. And you'll see right as soon as I open this menu, a lot has changed. So yeah, a lot of sprites were redone, or well, not redone, updated. So first off, we have this new keepsake, but let's go over the redesigns. So they redesigned rusty scraps. Now it actually looks like Isaac. They redesigned iron plates. They redesigned larger flasks, shinier flasks, fireproof flasks, reinforced flasks, non-conductive flasks, which I might just rename to rubber flasks, and steel alloy, obsidian flasks, which look freaking amazing, and dragon scales. Now let's go one by one over the new things. First off, Lucky's page. Now this is a pretty obvious reference to the game. You will get it most likely. But yeah, it's a new common keepsake because we are desperate for common keepsakes because we only got Blunt Tonic and Glittering Tonic, which both have like a max tier. So after a certain point they just stop appearing and there's no more common keepsakes, they're just uncommon. So I think that Lucky's page actually bloats the keepsake pool a bit, which is kinda good in a certain way. But yeah, as you saw earlier, luck just increases your chance of getting chests. Nothing too special. It does nearly nothing quite yet. I will properly implement luck. At first we were going to do like critical chance and stuff, but I decided critical chances will just make mod a little more bland and streamline, mainstream. I don't like critical chances too much on games because I tend to centralize on them. Like, oh sure, my weapon deals 100 damage, but this critical shot deals 5,000 damage, and every time I don't get the critical shot I feel like shit. So that's mainly the reason why I didn't want to implement criticals in this spot. So I opted to use luck for a different stat. In this case, chest spawning rate. So if I do this is going to skyrocket. I don't know if it will crash my game, but let's just wait. Yeah. Basically the stat stacks. So I think every stat gives 5% chance of spawning a chest, and eventually you'll hit 100. You can keep rolling. You can get over 100. You can get 2 million luck. Not 2 million luck, 2 million% chance of spawning chests, and you'll get, well, that. How much is it? 200,000, 20,000, 20,000 chests, I think. That's how math works. 2 zeros. Yeah. But that's the main use of luck. You start with 25% chance, and it goes to 30 and so on, with the two basic math. 75 over 5, 15, I think. Yeah, 15 luck. With 15 luck you're guaranteed a chest drop every room. After that you get a slim chance for a second and whatever. Nothing super special. Now the next one is Bloodlust. Now this one is something, let me tell you. So let's give myself whatever, let's give myself Scintillam Quaeritis. As you can see I have the usual 3.5. Now let's Let's bomb myself. You can see 3.5, 5.5, nothing special. But let's pick this up, and it goes up. My luck, because right now I'm missing what? 12. I have 10. I don't know how to do maths, but let's say I have at the very least a 10% off. So this gives exactly 0.1%, well not exactly, but let's say whatever so yeah, this gives me 1% extra damage if I have 10% HP off. Now I can keep bombing myself, and it didn't update quite properly. But it keeps giving you mana as you get hit. For some reason it's not updating properly. Not mana, damage. And it doesn't have a cap, so as you can see I have almost twice my damage. Because is that how maths work? Yeah, because 0.1 per percentage, so it caps up to 1%. No, wait. Did I code this item properly? Because at 100 HP lost, it should give me 1% extra damage, and it gives me 100%. I knew this freaking keepsake was busted. it is super strong. I knew it was there had to be something wrong. It is giving me 1% extra damage per percentage I've lost. Because when I have 0 HP, it gives me double damage, which is pretty strong. So yeah, I definitely fucked up this keepsake, and I just noticed in the recording I cannot do math. This should cap at 1% extra damage, not freaking 100%. I knew something was wrong, but anyway, I will probably vault this back to 0.1% and actually make it work properly. But for now, it's busted. But it's pretty good, obviously. And if I give myself another one, it scales up to a hefty amount. So yeah, that's the reason why I got super strong that one run. The freaking keepsake was busted. How did I not notice that until now? But anyway, the next keepsake is Head Start. Deal 10% extra damage to enemies at full HP. And this one should be pretty easy to demonstrate. Now if I spawn here a Caper, you see I have 3.5 damage, he has 10, whatever, 6.5. The usual, nothing too special. Now if I spawn the Caper again, you can see it goes out to 6.11, but if I hit him again it won't, it will just increase to, if I can do math properly, it's 5.6, 2.6. Yeah, because it just affects on the first hit. So if you have enough of these, and you get a Caper, yeah, basically you insta-kill. Oh, that's interesting. I still need to polish a lot of things. Remember, this is a... Oh. Yeah, no, this is strong. How much do I have? Just 10% extra damage. I have 120% extra, so usually like 8, something like that. Not Yeah, I think I may have fucked up my code, and I may need to update to fix the code because it doesn't work properly. Yeah, maybe it's 4.2. 4.2. 4.2 should decrease to 5.8, right? Not quite. Not quite. There's something wrong. I don't know what. But now the time to showcase. It's just, you know, the usual. Next up is Curse Blood. Now this one's pretty... Is it usually 2.5% or was it 2. No, yeah, it's all based on percentage. 2.5% damage when below 50% HP. It's pretty straightforward. So let me bump myself up to below 50%. Now, so 3.5 it should increase to like whatever we saw earlier, 4.2. No, not 4.2, I'm dumb. Oh yeah. Okay, so the item is supposed to give you 2.5% extra damage, but it gives me 2.5 flat because I don't know how to code. It should give me 2.5% damage, not 2.5 flat damage. I messed that up. But you get the gist of it. It's pretty straightforward, even though it's bugged. If I healed myself, it decreases. Pretty normal stuff. Next up is Blood-Soaked Page. This one is pretty fun. There was a chance of firing a homing blood bolt and collecting blood herbs. Now, for this showcase, let me... And then... Can't write for life for me. I should probably give myself the keepsake first, shouldn't I? I'm that freaking stupid. Anyway. As you can see, it fires a little blood bolt. It's kinda strong. It deals 5 damage. Now this scales in a different way. Basically, every stack increases the damage by 5, and every 3 stacks increase the chance by 2.5%. So let's say this should now do 10 damage. As you can see. But if I give myself like this, it should of course if I spawn a blood orb right now, it won't do anything because there's no enemies. But now it's 100% chance. And it looks pretty freaking nice. I should probably give myself a atonement. But yeah, it's kind of situational. But if you get enough of them, it's pretty fun. Sorry, I'm pretty tired, so that's why I'm like shut. somehow my lip healed throughout the video, so now I can like talk properly. But yeah, pretty fun, Keepsake. Oh no, what tier is it? Tier 3, you can get it pretty early on. So next one is Mana Siphon. Plus 1 mana every 10 seconds for no mana. Yeah. Oh, this one isn't all that easy to understand, but basically let me... if I have this, it basically gives me mana every few seconds for each of the classes until I can shoot again. Now this one's gonna take a while, but it works. You can stack it. How it's rare, right? Yeah, just rare, not epic. So this should increase the rate by quite a lot. Yeah. So as you can see, it only regens up to a point where I can shoot again. It doesn't keep regening just until I go out of red numbers. It's only until I can shoot again. So if you get enough, how many do I have? 22. You basically can't just not run out of mana. But well, at some point spells are gonna cost massive amounts, like... yeah, you will probably need a few more to never run out of mana. And... is there any more? There's one more, but is there any more than that? No, it's just... Blood Siphon, Legendary. Plus 0.01 HP, every 75 enemies healed. Now, I think this caps at like 7 enemies if you stack them, and then it increases by 0.1. So, for example, this stacks at like once every second, something like that, or once every 0.5 seconds, and after that it stacks like plus 1 mana, plus 2 mana, plus 3 mana, and so on. This one stacks up to every 7 enemies killed, and it starts healing 0.1% more. But let's be honest, you're probably not getting more than 5 Blood Siphons in a run, especially like since they're legendary, and I will be included way more legendary Keepsakes in one point. I don't even know if I should showcase this because... but whatever. So I'm just gonna showcase really quick. I healed, I don't know why, not why, when. I thought I had added a sound proc to know when I heal, but apparently I didn't. So let's pay attention to my health bar. It should hit me, it should heal me when I kill this thing. Okay, when I kill the next thing. You. Oh yeah, it has a little sound, but it's absolutely the wrong sound. I need to use a vampire cult. And honestly, I think that's it for this update. All of these new looking things are just new designs. But yeah, one little change. We changed all of the tiers for these things from tier 4 to tier 3. And from tier 5 to tier 4. This, no, yeah, from tier 6, sorry, to tier 5. Yeah, this is supposed to be 2 tiers above. I messed up. But anyway, that's everything for this update. I haven't implemented ultras yet, neither have I implemented passives, nor relics. Relics are going to be next big update. But yeah, now we have this funny looking new card backdrop. I'll probably fix the blood here because it's, you know. Um, but yeah, some of these things don't look centered for some reason, even though they are. And I think that's because of the way I implemented the blood pack thing, because on the collection it works just fine. If you can see here. Here looks centered, 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 centered. Especially you look centered. You don't look centered at all. I will fix that next update. Stats are the same. Did I just reload the mod and did notice? I might have, probably. Yeah, this is still the same. No new things here. Just for fun. Let's check here. They look the same because of the way I erased their name, but keepsakes are a bit more messed up. Yeah, I think that's everything for the update. I will probably, once I fix all the bugs listening here, I will probably be recording a run, just playtesting and showcasing the mod, like not in detail, like in practice. But for now, that's everything for this video. It's probably going to be over an hour long because it was a freaking massive amount of content. Plus, I'm tired and I suck at explaining things when I'm tired. So yeah, I think this is actually over an hour. I don't know if I'll actually split it in like 2 videos, one for Toms and one for Keepsakes, just to make it more comfortable. But for now, that's everything. I hope you enjoyed the showcase. If you stick to the end, which I really doubt you did, because who would watch like an hour-long showcase? Aside from maybe me? Anyway, if you like, if you enjoyed, I'm sorry I'm very tired. If you enjoyed, don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitter to get notified when I post more updates. Join my Discord server for pretty similar reasons. And stay tuned for the next Blood and Magic showcase and my upcoming commissions, which I have a few that I'm gonna post maybe in a week or so. That's it for today. See you in the next episode.